In this session, we will discuss about white matter of cerebrum. Actually, white matter contains in the center, grey matter present at the periphery in case of cerebrum and also cerebellum. Is it? But if you observe in the spinal cord, grey matter present in the center, white matter present at the periphery. Is it or not? I hope you must be aware of it. If you take the cut section of spinal cord, you can observe grey matter in the center and white matter at the periphery. Is it? So this is grey matter. This is grey matter and surrounding white matter. Grey matter means we already studied collection of neuronal cell bodies, what we call grey matter or nuclei in case of central nervous system, and collection of neuronal cell bodies which are present in the peripheral nervous system is ganglia. Is it? So here neuronal cell bodies will be present. Is it? Axons of these neuronal cell bodies comes out from here and forms white matter. Because of myelination of these nerve fibers, it is whitish in appearance. Clear? So, grey matter present in the center in case of spinal cord. But if you observe cerebrum, so this will be cerebrum will be like this. So here at the periphery, this outer rim is, of course, if you see another side, it will be like this. Is it? This outer rim is cortex. Cortex means it is made up of neuronal cell bodies. So here neuronal cell bodies will be present. Axons of these neuronal cell bodies collectively forms white matter. Collectively forms white matter here. Clear? And why the difference? Both are central nervous system parts, spinal cord and brain. But in case of spinal cord, we can form grey matter in the center. But in case of cerebrum, grey matter present at the periphery. That what we are calling cortex. Is it? Why? What is the reason behind it? It is developmental reason. Actually, you must be aware of development of neural tube. Development of neural tube. So here, this is neural tube. After fusion of or after closure of anterior neuropore and posterior neuropore. So this is cranial part and this is caudal part. This is cranial part and this is caudal part. Right? In this cranial part, you can observe three dilatations. Right? What are these three dilatations? This is prosencephalon, this is mesencephalon, and this is rhombencephalon. Right? This prosencephalon gives two dilatations, one on either side. So this is one dilatation and this is another dilatation. Right? So these dilated parts what we are calling telencephalon, and this central part what we are calling diencephalon. Right? Of course, this mesencephalon develops as midbrain and it will not divide, so it will give rise to midbrain, and this lower part further divides into metencephalon and myelencephalon. This is metencephalon and this is myelencephalon. Is it? This metencephalon gives rise to pons and cerebellum. Pons and cerebellum. Right? And this myelencephalon gives rise to medulla oblongata. And this lower part, this narrow part, it is going to become spinal cord. Clear? Of course, after development proceeds, this telencephalon grows and overhangs over the diencephalon, right, on both sides. Clear? So when it is overhanging, this diencephalon will be embedded in the floor and the medial part of cerebrum. So this is going to become one cerebral hemisphere and this is going to become another cerebral hemisphere, and this diencephalon part is there, no, that is going to become thalamus, hypothalamus, metathalamus, epithalamus, right? So these things will be developed from the diencephalon. And here if you observe the cavities, the cavity which is present in the spinal cord, what is this? Central canal of spinal cord, right? And if you observe cavity of rhombencephalon, that means this one and this one, metencephalon and melencephalon, both will share one cavity only, that is fourth ventricle. And the cavity of midbrain, very narrow cavity will be there, that is aqueduct of Sylvius. And the cavity of diencephalon is third ventricle, and the cavity of telencephalon, lateral ventricles. Is it? For completion's sake I have explained, but why there is grey matter which is present in the center in spinal cord, and why there is grey matter present at the periphery in case of cerebrum, that I wanted to explain basically. But anyway, I am explaining about the development, that's what I given small introduction about the development of brain. Clear? So when we are discussing about the development, I am taking the section of spinal cord for explanation of how the grey matter present in the center in spinal cord and grey matter present at the periphery in case of cerebrum, right? So this part I am taking cut section and I am drawing here. See, this is neural tube, is it? Of course, neural tube lined by neuroectodermal cells, is it or not? So these neuroectodermal cells proliferate and forms neuroepithelial cells. Actually these neuroepithelial cells are stem cells, neuronal stem cells. So just imagine these are neuronal stem cells. These neuronal stem cells proliferate and forms one layer which is surrounding this layer. Actually at this session just remember this as matrix. This cell layer what we are calling matrix. This is matrix. Now the cells which are present in the matrix proliferate and forms one layer which is surrounding the matrix. This layer what we call mantle layer. This layer what we are calling now mantle layer. Right? Clear? So this is mantle layer. Mantle layer is neuronal cells. The axons of these neuronal cells, they comes out from here, no? They comes out from here and forms another layer which is made up of axons, right? So this is the neural tube during development, is it? So matrix, mantle and marginal layer. This peripheral layer what we call marginal layer. Marginal layer made up of white matter, mantle layer made up of cell bodies, that means neuronal cell bodies which forms the grey matter, and after full development this matrix remain as ependymal lining, that means central canal, right? Clear? Now you must be understood how this central canal came from the development and how this grey matter developed from the mantle layer and how the white matter developed from the marginal layer. Is it? Up to this, okay. But why it has developed like this in case of cerebrum? In case of cerebrum, grey matter which is developing in the center, that means mantle layer, mass migrated, that means migrated from the center towards periphery. That means from here, from the center, this mantle layer migrated towards periphery and accommodated at the peripheral part of cerebrum, right, and forms cerebral cortex and cerebellar cortex. Clear? Why? For better accommodation, that's it. For better accommodation they have migrated and settled at the periphery. Clear? I hope now you understood why grey matter is present at the periphery in case of cerebrum and cerebellum and grey matter present in the center in case of spinal cord. Clear? Okay. Now we will go to our topic proper, white matter. Clear? I am removing this and I have to change markers also.